So today's already Tuesday, right? And I didn't really get to go shopping this weekend because I did... It's already fallen out of my memory. It was so horrible. Now, I did Chiller Theater. I did not have a good weekend, which is fine. Every once in a while that happens. Paid a lot of money to be there, did not make a lot of money in return. So anyway, I didn't get to go shopping. But Marie did go shopping, and she did get some stuff that I like. She also got some jewelry, but she just put it right out. She didn't make a video, so I'll just forget that. But I'll show you what she bought for me, because I'm going through it now. 20 plus 4 plus $20 for everything that you see here. I'll go through the video games first, because everybody likes that. This lot, you know what? I'm going to show you everything but the exciting, the best ones. So anyway, you know what? And also I spent 30. So I spent 30, 20, 54. 54 is what I said, because I spent 30. I think I said 20, 25. So anyway, here is part of the lot of video games that I got that are basically no big deal. I paid 30 for the lot because there were just a couple of okay games in there. Games like these, when I do sell them, I'll sell them for $4 or $2, whatever. It doesn't matter, $3. Madden 09, Dance Dance Revolution, Hottest Party 2, Madden 08, DJ Hero 2. Look at that. That box is blown away. Deca Sports, Carnival Games, Wii Fit, Call of Duty Black Ops. These are basically $2 to $4 games for me. Wii Play. I can probably lot Wii Fit and Wii Play. I'll put them on eBay. Just Dance. Guitar Hero World Tour. Madden 10. I think if I have enough Maddens, I might put them together in a lot. Backyard Baseball. FIFA Soccer. Madden 11. I guess maybe if there's 3 Maddens there, I might just lot them. Digging in. NBA Live 09 All Play. Sometimes some sports games are good. And then I also got a black Wiimote. Oh, and this one has the Motion Plus inside. So that's actually pretty good. You know. This is probably... I can't open it. It doesn't matter. For a while, these were going for good money, like 20 or so whatever. And then I got a white nunchuck, and I think there's one more thing in here. So for $30, right, you'd be like, there's a bunch of junk there. You know, the best thing is that, right? But there were 2 decent games. Super Smash Brothers Brawl, which ought to be at least $15, and Mario Kart Wii, which is 15 to 20, and I've had it a million times. Well, that's the games I got. Let me just weigh this down. It's kind of windy today. You know, we're almost into November. Tomorrow's Halloween. And it's not actually that cold out. So, I mean, I'm not that cold. I'm just wearing this long sleeve shirt that you see right here. CDs. Barry White's Greatest Hits. Jim Croce's Greatest Hits. Bob Seger's Greatest Hits. The Best of Van Morrison. Johnny Cash. The Christmas Spirit. Because Christmas is coming up. These are just, you know, no big deal CDs. I'd pay $1 for them at most. Sometimes I pass them up depending on how many I have. Probably the best thing Marie got for $20 for all were these marbles. And there's a lot of good marbles in here. And then there's a bunch of beat ones. I'm going to try and give you a quick lesson on what kind of marbles you want to buy. Like, see this? This is a really good marble. If you see marbles like this, these are very early, and they are called Latticino and Ribbon. This one is a little bit beat up. Not even sure on the value of this one, but it is larger than your regular marble size. That's a regular marble size, right? Now, someone would say, like, well, this marble looks like this, right? Is this marble worth as much as this one would be? Now, these you barely ever find. They're really hard to find in the field. This is a cat's eye. These are I'm not even going to say a dime a dozen because they're not even worth that much. They're probably worth like maybe a penny a dozen or something. What I usually do is I get tons of cat's eyes. I usually put them in a glass jar and sell the jar for a couple of bucks for people who just like the look of marbles. So this is a Latticino core. It's got a ribbon. It's got multicolor ribbons, bands, if you want to call that, because maybe they're bands. Marbles like this are what you want. And then just sticking my hand in here, I'll put this here. Now this is a larger marble. This is called a shooter. These are like patches. You know, there's other names for them, these two. Like, sometimes they call them Popeyes and stuff like that, but I can't find my marble book, so I'm not really up on all the names anymore. I know this is a bumblebee because it's yellow and black, like a bumblebee. Marbles like these don't have a lot of value, and they are machine-made, but still no big deal. These are more cat's eyes, but not quite as nice. This is called a Bennington. It's a ceramic marble, and they were made by Bennington Pottery, so that is an older one. This one I'm not sure about. This could actually be a newer marble, but I mean, considering the jar it's in, it probably isn't. This one could be. This is an unusual marble. I've never. There goes that. All right, let me just. I'm fighting the wind with the blown box. All right, I'm just gonna keep fishing some out and putting them into this jar. That could be newer. I'm not really sure. So if anybody has seen a marble like this, let me know. I know Mexico was doing something like that. No, this one's pottery. Okay, this could be. That could be. That could be pottery. Okay, that's what it is. But that's a nice, unusual pottery. Most of the Benningtons look like this. I don't really remember the name for this one. This is just a large cat's eye, not really worth anything. Cat's eye, cat's eye. You know, these are kind of like stripes and patches. You know. This one is a slag glass purple. There's a name for this. I can't remember it. Same for this. They could be like I said, they could be like Popeyes or Arco agates maybe. Yeah, like in this lot, this is a larger one, so that's just called a shooter. And then, like, marbles like this I've mostly shown you already. I'm going to show you if I can find anything really unusual as I pull them out. These are like old marbles, but they don't really have a lot of value. Again, I used to collect marbles, but this is a long time ago, and when I find them, I still keep them now, because I said, you know what, I sold all mine for way too cheap. Yeah, like this kind of cat's eye, it almost looks like it has a banana in it. Right. More cat's eyes. This one's interesting. This is really nice colors. I'm going to try and find some swirls and flames, but I don't really see any so far that are very pronounced. Okay. Peyman Bag. Oops. See, this is a nice one. Oh, you got to be careful with these because they get chipped up. And you can see these are sometimes machine made. If they're early machine made, they have like little kind of, what do they call them, diaper folds in them. Alright, next there. Maybe the guy was just buying marbles and putting them in jars. And you mostly find newer marbles. Like, see, okay. Alright, these are swirls. These two. And this one's kind of like just a slag swirl. There's a name for this. Sometimes they call them turkey heads too, but it's like a swirl that just goes all the way around. You'll see you follow it, and it goes around the marble to the bottom. So you just follow it, and it goes around. You see the marble to the bottom. But this one's a little more pronounced. See, you follow the blue in it, and see how it swirls around. People like these marbles. They really like the oxblood ones. Sometimes marbles can be worth dollars to thousands of dollars if you get the right one. I'll sort these later, and I'll just keep the ones I want, which will be a lot of these actually, except for the cat's eyes. Nothing against cat's eyes, but if I were including cat's eyes into my collection, see this one, sometimes they call it a slag, but some of these they call them like flames because it's almost like a flame type pattern because they're burning. And I know I'm not really, again, I'm really rusty on my marbles. I know the basics. Like here's a really nice one. That's an unusual one, but you see how it's flat on the bottom? It doesn't feel like a chip. Some of these were made very unevenly, and you could see like a line. They call them, I think I already said, they call them diaper folds because they would just fold the glass over and kind of roll it when they were making them. But they were machine made. The first marble I showed you, the Latticino, was most like, well, I would say it's definitely handmade. This is kind of like a swirl too, but you can see the swirls inside, and the color glass is like a yellow. Yeah, the Laticinos are usually handmade. I'm gonna say like almost always handmade. These two are pretty cool. Like, look how vibrant the colors are in that, and it's not pristine or perfect, but it's just, you know, really bold red. And here's another bumblebee right there. And basically, if it's that bright yellow and black, they call them bumblebees. Now this is an old slag. See how it just, the colors pull through? It's like a clear purple, usually with white, and then they did other colors too. Like I said, some of these cat's eye are kind of, I don't know how to say, like split, but then some of the old ones just have a simple piece that almost looks like a banana from the side. Okay, I think this is another one of those Bennington type marbles. This one. I'm almost done with this drawing, and then I'll go through the box. I'm so busy today, I'm doing a lot of work. Okay, there's nothing that I haven't shown you there. I'm really getting down to it now. Alright. Nothing that I haven't really shown you there. And yeah, here's some Benningtons right here. Again, Benningtons usually come in kind of a brown, like so, or they also come in blue. That's what I normally see them in. Say like that was a brown, and this would be like a blue. And you see, you can tell they're ceramic just by that. Usually the way they were baked. Yeah, that's a cat's eye. All right, so say I've gone through everything here. I don't see anything else. Let's just make sure this one. No, that's a cat's eye. It picked up some reflections there. All right, let's see if there's any like probably the most valuable marbles in here, or maybe definitely the Laticino for sure. Then the swirls, the ones that had the swirl, and then probably like the bumblebees. All right, see this one. See here, check this one. Now again, that's basically like a cat's eye, but this one's interesting. You know, that's an unusual one. I've never really had one quite like that, so I would save one like that. And then here's an old slag in brown. There's a Bennington. The rest are pretty much cat's eyes, except for these two, which are kind of patches. And I call them patches because they have patches of color. I believe that is the correct term for them. And usually, those are usually arco-agate, I think, you know. See, out of this one's cool because it has like an interesting kind of like shaped patch. But this is probably the best one because it's kind of like a swirl. And you could see how the glass folded over here, how it's uneven, it doesn't line up. Right there. And that's what I'm talking about, a diaper fold. It folds over. Now this is an unusual, I think it's a Bennington, which is just a pottery marble because it's yellow. Unless I'm wrong. Nothing too special here. This one's probably like the nicest out of all of them, and it's just kind of like a slag. Alright, and this handful, nothing too amazing. This one's kind of cool. See, it's very much a repeat, and it's just kind of like a strand design that goes around, but it doesn't go around, and like if it goes around in a perfect kind of ribbon or swirl around the marble, those are the ones I like the best. Those are the ones people highly price. Another bumblebee. Some cat's eye, some patches. This one's nice because it has 3 colors, but I don't think it's very old. I mean, I think it's marbles like this. I think go back to like maybe the 6. I mean, there's a combination. Some of the marbles that I held in my hands, like say the Latticino, they can go back like to the 20s or earlier. They're gonna be like literally straight up 100-year-old or more antique marbles. The Benningtons are almost always like about 100 or so. Then the rest are just like. I had one that I show you with polished ends, but then the rest are more like mid-century, like 1900s, like 1950, 60. Okay, nothing too unusual here. This one has nice color, a little dirty. I just put these all in one box. Nothing too special here. Again, I don't think I found any really small ones. The really small ones are called P-wees. The largest ones are called shooters. And this one has like a lot of damage, so the kid really played with that one. Like here's another shooter. It doesn't have as much diaper, but you can see the fold again, where they just took the glass and rolled it over. Newer marbles, the way that they're made, they don't do that anymore. Okay, out of this is the coolest one, I think. Again, there's a name for this. This almost looks like a helmet, like a space helmet to me. You know? Doesn't it? It's pretty cool. And like, okay, here's another one. Like the blues in this. That's kind of like a baby blue. It's really nice, and it's got a little mix of red and white. Like you see a lot of these, and this is almost like the Pepsi logo. I think I'm not really, but it looks like it to me. Alright, in this lot, or this handful, it looks like there's some more early machine-made ones. The really, really old marbles, like I said, will be polished on the top and the bottom. Because what they did was, especially the Latinos, they would take a rod of glass and they would roll a marble, right? And then they would snap off that bit of glass. But then it would be almost, it wouldn't be perfectly round all the time. So they'd have to polish the ends down because it would also be a snapped piece of glass. I think this one was beat up. Nothing too special here. Or at least stuff I haven't shown you. Yep. One that got away. Just a regular old cat's eye. Here's some more Benningtons. Like I said, these normally come in blue or brown. Here's one that's probably pretty old, because look at how uneven the shape is with this marble. I don't know if that would give it, I mean, as a cat's eye, I don't know if that would really give it much value or extra value. Here's a nice old slag. I'll get a handful and just point out. Alright, this would be a nice old slag, where they just pull the colors through the glass. Here's another one of those cat's eyes that almost looks like a banana. Alright. I think I like that box better. I mean, there are some gems in here. But for 20 bucks, I mean, the way that marbles work, if I were to sell them correctly, this one's nice. If I were to sell them correctly and figure out what was what, I could really do well on this box, you know, because I could lot ones that look like this. You know, that blue. The one I said was almost, I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure. Maybe not a Pepsi logo or whatever. But then like ones like this, and this is kind of like a bumblebee. It's not exactly very black, but, and then ones that this, you get a bunch of these, you lot these, say. And you would lot probably the Benningtons, unless you had an interesting Bennington. I'm not really up on marble prices, because I haven't had them forever. And I know a lot of times these marbles have basically, it's very hard to find them. It's almost like they've been collected out of existence. All right, now see this red? This might be like an oxblood type color. People really like the oxblood, and it's just like a dark red. It's very sunny out here, so this might look kind of bright to you, but inside it'll be much larger. Okay, here's a peewee. See the size? This is like a regular size marble, and this would be a peewee. Now, the way that they use peewees when you play marbles is it's hard to hit, because in the game of marbles, you put your marbles down, and to be honest, I've never really played marbles, but I played like marbles type games. What you do when you play marbles is you shoot your marbles, and then you make like a ring, and then you put some marbles down, and then you take certain marbles and you try and shoot other people's marbles out. And whatever you shoot out, I think you get to keep. You know, so you always need like a good supply of marbles. But anyway, here's the Bennington here, and then this is like an older type slag. You can see again, this one got a lot of gameplay because of the dents on it. I've had some that are just split in two, and this would be considered a peewee. All right, nothing too special here. This has nice colors. There's some brown in there, white, a little bit unusual, and there's another bumblebee. Like, again, I don't know what a bumblebee marble would actually be worth, but I have enough bumblebees in there to do a lot, or I could just include some other marbles. Like, here's a nice one. This, like, is almost, I mean, someone might call this like a flame, because it almost looks like there's these little bits of flame shooting through the marble, you know? But it is like a slag type design. Alright. Here's another kind of one with patch, but that brown is kind of nice. Here's one that's kind of a slag. And this, like, the glass is almost, it's so old it almost has like a satiny field. Make that feel. Satiny field. Nothing you really haven't seen here. Here's another Bennington, smaller size shooter. Let's see. Again, if you know anything about these marbles, because what I've been saying is very basic. Look, here's an interesting Bennington. And then this one's pretty cool. That one's, there. That's a cool Bennington type. This is nothing. But this one's pretty cool. You know, it does have some damage though. But see that? Now, that looks like a huge chunk came out of that. See that? That kind of crater? But it's like a weird crater, so it may not be from gameplay. It might be from the way it was made, like they snapped it that way. Nothing too special. Alright. This one's pretty. There's two that in my hand that are pretty good. Okay, and this is what I was talking about, the ribbon. I don't know if they call it ribbon core swirl, or just a ribbon swirl maybe, because you see how it starts here and then it just kind of winds its way around the marble top to bottom. This is a pretty well defined good one. It almost looks like a snake head wrapping around the marble. And then this is another slag, but the colors in this one are really nice, just like a nice bright red, and then it looks almost orangey and white. Nothing too special there. Here's a couple more Benningtons. Right, brown and blue, your basic colors. This one's interesting. There's some marbles that they call Luts that are super valuable, and they have like I think they have a glossy sheen to them. This is my favorite out of this handful, but as you can see, it does have some damage. Just really like that bright blue and yellow combination. All right. This one looks. Wait a minute. Oh, one I tossed and that was interesting, but this one's got a cool looking patch on it. This almost makes me think of Batman. I don't know, like not really, but a teeny bit. More patches and cat's eyes. I think I'm getting down to where there's nothing really too special in this box. I'll show them anyway. This is an old. This could be like a game type marble for like Chinese checkers or something. Depends, like, you know, they would make some marbles with just plain colors. More cat's eyes and patches. This one's pretty cool. I forget what they call this one, but you can see on the inside it's clear, and it's got like kind of a blue and a red. I'm sorry, white. Full of glass through it. And some of these, it's like I said, there's actually a lot. I was going to show this one. There's actually a lot of different types of cat's eyes. Like, but they always have like that point, and then like the 4, 5 sections, 3 sections, which you should be able to see right there. You know, like, see, it kind of just divides into sections. And this marble's pretty old. It's like just like a mix of like a bluish white, and then it goes to blue. Anyway, that's what I got this weekend. I can do some shout-outs. I'll do some shout-outs to my friends. I'm going to do VideoGamerDaryll first. He's not been well, so if everybody could just like send a little bit of good vibes, possibly a prayer or two in his direction, it would really be helpful. And then I'll do Naztalgic. I'll do AJ. I've been hanging out with him a lot lately. ASAP Zonk. My other YouTube channel, Scummy Resellers, and then I'll do everybody else, like Thrift Hunter. He just posted a video. I have to watch it. Treasure Finder 28. Picking for Sherman. Picking for treasures with Sherman. I have to catch up on your videos, Sherman. And living the good life. Everybody. I do Angry Steve. He hung out with me a little bit at the convention. I'll do Derek the Redneck because I saw him a few times, and everybody else that if I didn't get to you, I'll get to you next time. Yeah, that's it. Okay, everybody. Bye.